Dorland is with us now, Chairman and Chief Investment Officer of Landor and Foyce Capital Managers, joining us live from New York. Dodge, a pleasure to have you back with us today. Thank you so much for joining us. We know that it is expected to be a fairly quiet day on the markets tomorrow. Of course, it is a public holiday, but the equity markets are open. Volumes expected to be pretty low, and futures are pointing to a slightly weaker open. Are you going to be doing much, do you think?
We'll be watching. We do expect to have a pullback given what has happened or what has not happened over the weekend. I suspect there will be a lot of volatility tomorrow and Tuesday, our time. And then Wednesday, it'll start to get more serious. I don't expect much to happen until then. For traders, it will be very active, perhaps some opportunities, but volume is going to be very low.
Dodge, if that's the case, probably not a huge amount of opportunities then out there in terms of trading necessarily tomorrow. But over the course of the week, you've put a 60% probability of a resolution by Thursday. That's not hugely high, but you've got a 98% probability by November the 1st of the, this is of course talking about the US debt situation and a resolution there. Does that mean that this uncertainty, this volatility, we had the VIX above 20 last week, is going to continue, in your view, right through to the start of November?
It probably will. I do not see at this point that either side can, that both sides will take responsibility. Right now, the Republicans are in the hot seat, and so the Democrats have a reason not to compromise, and the Republicans have very little to lose. If we could just get from a public point of view, both sides to be equally responsible for where we are now, which I think is really more the truth, then I suspect both sides will try to come to a compromise. Otherwise, we really don't have the real crying need to resolve this by Thursday, and it may go beyond that a week to a couple of days to a week. And from a cosmetic point of view, it will be okay to do that. From a world point of view, it won't be okay. But from the U.S. point of view, there's not enough pressure at this point to get both sides to resolve the issue. That's why I'm saying more than 50% probability to resolve it within by Thursday. Certainly very close to 100% by the time when we really have to come up with money that we don't have.
But Dodge, this is Dee here in Singapore. It's not really about what the public wants, is it? You have this sort of faction of the Republican Party, the Tea Party, basically demanding certain things that Obama doesn't want to give them. And you left me with a little bit of a cliffhanger when I was chatting with you during the break. You got cut off and you said, I wish the public would blame. Who was that? Who were you going to say to me? Both sides.
Both sides. With equal responsibility, then both sides have a reason to come to the table and really come to a compromise, an equal compromise where both sides get something. Right now, with one side really in the hot seat, it's going to be very hard to get both sides to come. And that's why my 60% is so relatively low with regard to getting this done by the 17th.
Okay, so should Obama be coming to the table and negotiating? What do you think? Is this the wrong tactic? When you say blame both sides, are they both to blame? How do you get through this? What does a resolution look like?
Right now, it looks like the resolution is going to have to come from the Senate. It may very well. The House Republicans are going to have to take a very good look at what happens in the Senate. It's not necessarily Obama. It's both sides, the Republicans and the Democrats. So Obama's taken a particular stance. It's not necessarily the one that's going to make this happen. He may have to change, but also the Republicans and the Democrats are going to have to change. And all are going to have to be willing to come to the table and really make a compromise. We're running out of time.
Dodge, 30 seconds is all we've got. Earnings season, what are you watching for specifically? Are you buying anything ahead of earnings?
Not necessarily yet, Oriel, but I am looking at Whole Foods as an individual company. I'm looking at oil and SunPower, both being very good longer-term opportunities, but I'd rather wait to get through to the resolution before making a longer-term buy. Right now, it's more of a trading volatility opportunity.
Okay, good stuff. Dodge, always a pleasure to have you with us. Thank you so much for joining us.